Hey, good morning, everybody out there in Wildcat Nation. We are here. You think I could center that up a little better, Tom? Tom's not happy with it.
Oh,
how about that? That looks a little bit better, huh? We're still getting this thing going.
Make me twitch.
New studio or something.
I just saw Tom saw the framing. He's like, ah!
Tom's like, okay.
Speaking of things we haven't done yet, let's plug the good microphone in while we're at it.
Need to have a microphone?
We have a microphone. This one will work pretty good, but let me use the good one. If I can.
I know.
Share that we're
There
on.
we go.
That's better.
Oh, there it is.
There's the really good microphone. Okay.
There's the good one.
Nothing like taking care of things ahead of time.
Nothing like sliding in at the last second and getting it all.
Is there any other way to do things?
Not for us, I don't.
No. I was laying in bed last night thinking, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. I stopped thinking about this so you can go to sleep. Do you guys ever do that?
Well,
Never.
I kept waking up in the middle of the night going, I got to do that. Did I do that? I didn't
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh.
And going on
You
and
mean
on.
there's 4 high-functioning, high-level type A people at the table?
What?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know at all. We're here in the Resource Center studio, though, and we are proud to be here.
We need confetti coming down
We
right
do.
now.
Yep. Maybe we can get an effect for as we continue
work
to
on
hype this place up out here. We can get more and more cool effects on all of our stuff. But
Can we have explosions and pyrotechnics? I mean, is that...
Tom?
Well, we were here. I was doing a podcast here Thursday night. No,
I
was
know
it
where this
Thursday?
is going.
No, it was
happened?
Wednesday night
It
last
was
week.
Wednesday night, before Thursday.
And so, I had scheduled everyone around the Lauren Daigle concert, and so they came out and set up Wednesday night, right? Yeah, it was
Yes,
Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
Wednesday, all day Wednesday.
Well,
So
Wednesday.
my office is in the back here, and we're sitting back there doing the podcast, having a great conversation. All of a sudden, the ground started shaking. And I'm like, what is going on? And whoever the sound guys were out there, they thought, I guess they were testing out the speakers to see if they worked right. And I mean, it was shaking the whole building. And I was like, all right, well, this will probably end here in, 10, 15 minutes. I think it was an hour and a half.
Are you serious?
They did sound check out there, and I was like, well, this one goes to pot right here. And I was actually editing the podcast last night, and you hear this rumble, and I had the headphones on, and I could hear the rumble, and that's from the podcast. So yeah, we got a little bit of that.
Well, sorry for that minor inconvenience, but the concert on Thursday was amazing.
It was awesome.
You were pulled up pretty close.
We were pretty close. I don't know if that was the second row or what that was. We had 4 children under, 6 and under with us.
But you had the great vehicle for it.
We had the excursion.
You had like a cave for them to
Yes,
walk into.
there was
There
a
was
layer.
playground.
It was crazy. Like JR's wife was coaching volleyball and she was out of town. Totally bummed that she missed it. I felt bad that she had to miss it, and that's what teachers and coaches do. I mean, it's part of a sacrifice of all of that. And so, me and Jesse had our girls, and JR had his too. It was just a circus, but it was so much fun. It was a great concert, and I didn't realize her band was going to be like that.
They were good.
I was not aware. I just didn't expect it. I don't know what to
full
expect.
brass section.
Yes.
And, I mean, it was really something.
It was awesome.
Well, I
It
had
was
heard
really
of
good.
Lauren Daigle before.
Digel, yeah.
Some things never die.
No, that one's not.
Sure, you'd heard of her.
I had heard of her. I didn't realize how weird she is. I mean,
She's
She's
eccentric.
like
She's definitely an artist.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
millennial artist. And,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I
No,
wanna
it's
be
weird in
clear.
a good way.
well,
He said weird.
I mean, we're all kind of weird.
that's true.
Yeah.
I guess we should show a little more grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a big concert guy, and I think people find that to be interesting. I love music, but I would rather just sit in my home or my car and listen to good music, or as I'm going for a run. But so concerts have never really done it. So even the best communicators in a concert, I'm just like, yeah, just sing.
Just sing.
Just
Just sing.
Yeah, just sing.
But the drive-in concert experience for outdoor concerts, I am not sure I want to do anything else ever again. That's awesome.
Well, that's what Shelby said. That's what my wife said.
totally the way to do that.
That does sound like it would be fun. We didn't go.
It was fun.
We've been going like 100 miles an hour for the last, month or whatever, and that was actually a nice night that everybody was at a concert and the rest of the town was really
Was
quiet,
quiet.
and it was like, hey, this is nice.
Hey, it's quiet.
Yeah, no, it was.
It
But
was
it was
great.
it was a great event. What a great moment for the city of Rogersville.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was
Huge.
thinking because we'd meet people that say, "Yeah, I came here from Kansas City," or "I came from St. Louis," and you're thinking, "Wait, we go to St. Louis and Kansas City to
For
see the big
concerts.
names.
Yeah.
You're coming to us.
That's right.
That is awesome.
That, I
love
had not
that.
even thought about that.
Yeah,
That's really
It was
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah,
was
somebody
great.
commented on one of my pictures. Lauren Daigle's in Rogersville. I'm like, yeah, we're kind of
We're kind of a big deal.
we're kind of a big deal.
Have you
I
ever heard
mean,
of K-ROG?
Yeah,
I know,
I mean,
right?
K-ROG.
That's true. Well, Jace Robertson will be here next fall
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Duck Dynasty.
We're just putting
Oh,
this
that's
down on
cool.
the map.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, all of this happened after K-ROG
That's true.
Fair enough.
came about, so it's probably a
Correlation.
correlation.
Yeah.
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 We have no
Promise.
reason to believe that
There's
is
no
not the
no
cause.
evidence
reason.
to support that that's not the reason.
And we'd just like to say you're welcome. Right?
Yeah. And like viewership goes down to 2 people.
The arrogance of those people.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of that, no, there's 20 people watching.
I got a watch party with
wait, we got-
one.
They're like, what?
Oh, you did.
Oh, no, I got
Okay.
a few.
What is going on? So I seem like there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Now I'm going blank. But Friday is a big day.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
my understanding is the football game has been moved to Saturday at
Yes.
1 p.m.
Yes.
But there's still a kind of the festivities will be at the stadium at 7.
Yeah, I think what
Yeah.
Rich said, because he did a broadcast and explained it, I think they're still doing, like, the band is still going to be there and do their
Basically
show.
a pep rally, right?
I think that's the idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. I
for,
think
for homecoming.
maybe the homecoming coronation, that too,
Yes.
possibly.
Oh, this is homecoming week, I guess.
Yeah, it's homecoming.
Do the escorts for the homecoming candidates, they have to social distance? Are they wearing
I
masks?
do not know.
Probably, yeah.
I have no
Probably
idea.
social distance, yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, I had to bring it up.
I
I'm
guess you
just trying to
did.
picture it. I'm just trying to picture what that looks
Good
like.
luck with that.
And then you guys
I remember
have
high school.
Yeah,
Friday night. You guys have
Yeah.
got First Friday.
First Friday is here, and so this is going to be fun because we are having a Halloween costume contest, and at the same time we have a ton of children's costumes to give away. So if you have not gone out and got a costume yet, you could. And I would even throw this in there. If you have last year's that we gave you or that you bought on your own, if you want to donate it for next year's event, you can bring that to First Friday, and we'll collect costumes that
good
you
to
can
know.
give away for next year. So.
It's good to know.
Yeah, so we'd love to do that. So chili cook-off as well.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that. So
Okay.
how do we just show up
You
with
show
chili?
up. Yep.
Okay.
Show up with
Are
a
you,
pot
are
of
you
chili.
expecting a crock pot?
Enough? Basically,
What's the rules?
yeah, it's very simple. the
Okay,
rules
I
here.
like it.
So enough for the judges to have a taste, and then you'll be able to share it with whoever after that.
Okay.
But- so
And
you
no
can bring-
dainty more. Do
no-
not bring dainty
yeah,
more
No Hormel.
or
Dinty
Hormel.
more. Don't be talking about canned meat like it's a bad
Oh
thing.
yeah, how was your
hash?
Freaking
Hash.
delicious. Canned hash.
And
Will, I don't know
hash.
if Will knows about this.
I saw the post.
Was this a post or was this our private message? I
It
can't
was in the
remember.
message. It was
Oh,
in a
maybe that
group
was it.
message.
It was
Will
in
is
a-
not in that group
No,
message.
I saw
Will-
it.
Did you see
I
it?
saw it.
And but
I love the idea that we have a group without Will in it. I didn't know.
I know. I think there
I
is.
feel, I don't know.
I'll text it next time. Oh, goodness. Shit.
Well,
So you had
explain.
canned hash for Saturday
So
breakfast.
my dad would occasionally request canned hash, like, and apparently his brother.
Honey,
does this-
bring out the canned hash.
It's not
My
that.
boys
Right
returned
now.
home. Let's throw a party.
We gotta put some hair on
No,
them kids'
okay.
chest.
My mom is a wonderful cook, right? My dad's a great cook too, and so I mean, it was not normal to eat canned hash. Usually,
My
we
parents
had,
are great cooks. We ate a lot of canned
so
hash.
shut up.
What just happened?
So occasionally, canned hash would get brought out, and because Dad would be, it's like spam. It's
Yeah,
like something you eat
yeah.
every once in a while. I mean, some people
No.
probably eat it every day, and it's not
Only in
healthy.
Hawaii.
But so no, it's so good. And every once in a while, I'll find a restaurant that has like that as their breakfast special, which is just which Anton's in Springfield had it, and
Anton's,
then
yeah.
they closed.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Well, a little
yeah.
backstory. So Michelle and I on
Was that Saturday?
Saturday night.
Yeah.
we took the kids out to dinner, and we kind of still wanted to hang out, and the kids wanted to play video games or watch TV. So Michelle and I took her up to the Wildcat Pub and Grub
Yes. We have
because
So,
I had
Dan,
gone up.
How was it?
It was good. It was great. I went up.
Yeah, we
I
have a
actually
new
went up
place in
Friday
town.
night when the electricity was out in Leebrook because I couldn't eat dinner. It was late, and so I went up there to go have hot wings, which the hot wings were great.
I love
And,
hot
I do
wings.
too.
I do
Can't
too.
wait.
So we went up
We
there.
should
I
have
went
a
up
hot
there.
wing eating contest.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
That'd be fun.
So I went up there
First
Friday night. Well, then on Saturday night, Michelle and I went up there, and I just sent out a little messenger message to see how many lame people didn't want to come out and
To
hang
the
out
bar
with us.
crowd. So
All
that's
of
why
your
Will
lame
wasn't
friends.
involved.
Jesse
Except for
showed
Jesse.
up. Jesse showed up.
Jesse showed up.
Jesse showed up to get some fried
Fried
pickles. Yeah. So
They
we
were
had a good
delicious.
time. It was fun. But then Lauren was.
I was saying, like, hey, I just had a big night. I went to Menards. Menards has the most
Big
random
night.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the joke. I mean, Menards, we went to Menards looking for patio furniture. And
And you came home with hash.
we came home with Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms and
and
canned
canned hash because I'm a grown up. And so I was excited. And Jesse's like, man, I love canned hash every once in a while. And it's, again, every once in a while. This is a 2 to 3 times a year kind of thing.
Wow.
It was
That's,
amazing.
which is 2 to 3 times more than I do.
I mean, just saying, don't knock it until you try
The
it.
problem is I keep seeing that every time we say hash, I keep seeing it in my head,
Yeah.
and it just looks
It's,
like
no,
something.
my
that-
mom hated it because she's like, it looks like canned dog food.
It does.
It
Yeah,
does.
it does.
Oh,
It's-
thank you,
Now,
Will.
I'll eat it for breakfast. Yeah, if I
Thank
see it
you,
on the
Will.
menu, it'll get ordered every once in a while.
Will and I are kindred
It's
spirits.
good man food. And speaking of man food, we have man camp coming
Segue.
up this weekend.
You just
Oh,
called
that's
me a
right.
man.
You got that's Friday, Saturday.
No, you
isn't
said
it?
you're eating man food.
Yeah, it's okay.
Which is fine.
It's fine.
You're
You can
allowed.
do that.
Yeah, man
20.
camp is this Friday night and Saturday. We
And
got,
it's sponsored by Canned Hash.
It's sponsored by
it might be.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm bringing
Speaking
it
of
again.
sponsorships,
We could use some sponsorships.
If you have a small canned hash facility,
oh man.
Hormel's on the phone right now,
Oh, man.
ready to sponsor K-ROG.
Oh, that's great.
No, and I just want to say this. So we do need sponsors for K-ROG.
Yeah.
And being a guy who planted a church 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I know what it means to ask for help. And people would say to me, "Is that hard to do? To ask
very
for help?"
hard to do.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It is. Somebody asks me all the time, but I say it is until you get your mind around it the right way.
Yeah.
If you believe in what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that people are in use of what you're, they want what you're giving, then it's really not that hard. I'm actually saying, help us help you.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I think all the people that keep going on and on about, man, the Friday night football games, the First and 10 show, like all this stuff. Chain gang. I keep calling
Chain
First and 10. I don't know why I do that. Because Chain Gang gives us the First and 10. But anyway, the Chain
And
Gang.
if you give us enough money, we'll stop doing this show. If you want us
That's
to,
the other way around.
you can pay us to not do this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll go either way.
Yeah, so if individuals or businesses, whatever, if you want to sponsor K-ROG, just message us. We'll tell you how to get on that. But, I hate to turn this into a fundraiser, but if you guys are really enjoying this, let us know and,
Yeah.
and support it. Because none of us are getting paid to do this.
Nope.
We're
And-
just bringing
Wait,
this
you guys
as a-
aren't getting paid?
Well, Lauren has got her canned hash fund. But other than that,
I'm going to make you guys breakfast, and it's going to be canned hash and eggs and toast, and then I want to hear you complain about it.
ooh, that would be
I'm in.
good. Like you could bring it in for
You
the
could make
morning
it at
show.
Man Camp. Like,
Yeah.
you could have your canned hash booth,
Yep.
and I'm just saying.
You need to get one of those old chef's hats and a big thing and sit around the bucket of canned hash. Come here, boys!
like
Come
Cookie
here and
at the-
get your canned
yeah,
hash.
actually, I don't think it's a chef hat. I think it's cookie and
Cookie, yeah.
Have a cigar, you
chef
know,
wagon. Yeah.
smoke it.
Well, I'm pretty sure the ash is what gives the hash.
We got some
It's
smoked
flavor.
canned hash here, boys.
Just got to sprinkle a little bit of that secret yumminess in there.
Oh, my.
Oh man.
I'll be emceeing the Man Camp this weekend, so I won't be doing
I'm
any of the
excited
cooking.
for you. Are you going to go live from Man Camp?
We're not going to go live. We are going to record some of the
That's cool.
the speakers and
Yeah.
some things like that, but we're not going to go live. We're talking about going live next year because, like I said, Jace Robertson's going to be here. John Pope, Lauren, canned hash is so good. Don't let those guys bully you.
Pope is
I'm on her
Pope is
side.
not afraid of
John.
canned meat. I'm just going to say that right now.
Jack and I were actually talking about going and hunting up some squirrels because we need some squirrel meat so we can make some squirrel dumplings.
I have never had squirrel dumplings.
Oh.
I don't think I'm. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's
My
a weird
daughter
thing.
would cry. She loves squirrels. So I don't
Oh,
think we could
they're
do
like
that.
rats with
Yeah,
fluffy tails.
I try to tell her that. Speaking of Pope and hunting, though, we're already talking about little October goose hunts. So
Yeah.
people have been asking about a hunting show. I know I don't look like a hunter, but I practically am Duck Dynasty. So
Is that right?
I can't grow a beard.
You're gonna
so
have to work on the
yeah.
beard, man.
So there's a little hunting and fishing stuff coming up at some point. Too.
That'd be fun.
It's exciting.
Absolutely.
No, there's several new shows kind of being talked about in the works for K-ROG, and we just want to know. I mean, it's fun to do what we want to do, and we're probably always going to do what we want to do. But
Yeah, probably.
we're open to whatever anybody wants to see, and I think the hunting and the fishing and probably a gun show. Just get together, talk about guns, and I know we not that kind of guy.
That gun show?
Sun's out, guns out.
Got tickets?
This way.
You guys got Band-Aid because I'm cut?
I'm cut.
Wow, don't make me take this jacket.
We don't want
Taking
Chris
a
wins.
weird- Yeah,
Chris
that's
wins.
really
Because
not.
he-
Don't. It's not cool because he actually liked it.
actually
so-
lives.
He got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work on him this morning.
You gotta work on yourself.
But,
I'm trying to get a goat in the studio. I haven't even told you guys about this.
A goat.
A
Yeah, I'm
goat,
trying to get a goat.
greatest of all time.
Well, that, but an actual goat. So I'm working on that.
In the studio.
Yeah, in the studio.
Like just to graze? Because we don't have a lot of
no, just for
pasture.
a guest appearance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Okay,
It's a long story, but anyway,
I guess.
yeah. So I'm
Seems
gonna work
pretty
on
short
that.
to me.
But if you want to suggest a show, we're open.
We're open
and
to
you know,
it.
we even can use some volunteers for some things too. You know, people.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
if you're at that volleyball game, you're like, why isn't K-ROG broadcasting it? Well, it's because you're not
Not
Yeah.
doing it with your camera.
You're gonna
Volleyball's
whip out the
tonight,
camera
too.
and send us the link.
Volleyball's tonight in Mount Vernon.
Yep.
Yep.
There's something else going on tonight. Well, Jason Finn has got a beard for you, Chris.
I thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Schaefer from the Resource Center says good morning.
Good morning.
What's the other thing that's going on
Thank
tonight?
you for your support. What's going on?
Primetime TV.
I'll be watching the volleyball game, if anything. But oh, actually, the Real Men Wear Pink campaign launch party is tonight,
Oh, nice.
and so I'm participating in that
This
this
for
year.
breast cancer.
Breast cancer awareness, raising
Okay.
money for the American Cancer Society. So help me make my $2,500 goal, and I'd love to be the top fundraiser in Southwest Missouri.
That'd be
Right
cool.
on.
So yeah, there's a link on my profile, and I'll.
Will
I'll
you
put
link
some
it to the show? as
I'll
well?
link it to the show.
There you
go.
I'll link it to the
Good.
show. Actually, you can go to pink.willworsham.com.
Wow.
I created a
Of course. you did.
subdomain to make that.
Yes, you
Because
did.
I could never remember those long things, so I
No.
always just create subdomains. So pink.willworsham.com. I'll take $5, $5 or $10. It doesn't start till October, so we're getting a head start.
Oh, that's
If you
nice.
can help
That's
me out
great.
now. But yeah, I'd love to be the top fundraiser, but the official kickoff is tonight. But there is that other thing.
I'm
tonight.
watching.
Are you?
I'm not ashamed that I'm gonna pop some popcorn, sit down with my family, and this is primetime entertainment.
Yeah.
There is no telling what will be said
That's
or done
true.
tonight.
No one knows.
No,
one
literally,
knows.
it is
If
unpredictable.
anybody has no idea what we're talking about the first presidential debate.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say. That's all I don't. Well, you can't win or lose. You can't win or lose either way.
Do
Does
the
that
two
make
men
sense?
at the podium know what to say?
I'm sure they do know
so
things
Trump
to say.
doesn't know what he's going to say.
Right.
He's going to wing it.
Biden, they have scripted the whole thing out. It's a question as to whether or
How
not
is
he
he gonna
can,
remember it?
if he can remember it or not.
Yow,
But did you see the picture that they've got? They've got a picture of him, and I don't know if it's photoshopped or whatever, but he's got an earpiece in, and it's the exact same color of his skin and really flat, like he's wearing a hidden earpiece. So
Why
people
would you
can
try to hide it?
feed him lines.
I
mean,
don't know what to say about any of it.
I think the highlights and the have you guys ever watched the bad lip reading?
Yes.
those are
Yes.
awesome.
On
Love it.
YouTube.
Those are
are
hilarious.
probably the things that I will watch,
Yep,
just
hilarious.
because it's kind of like watching a really boring football game. I have a feeling, and so you
but-
would just wait till the highlights come out. They're going to be so much better.
I disagree. I think that that's why I want to watch it. I feel like the live will feel like I'm watching bad lip reading.
That is probably true.
That's what
yeah.
I'm in for. I really am. And in fairness, I lament that because I remember as a kid watching those with my parents, and you were really interested in what was said.
Right.
And
Yeah.
tonight, it's really I don't know.
It's not.
Feels more like
Well,
shambles.
my thing is I think the most important thing in all of this is don't just take somebody's word on what was said, because what will happen, what's happening,
The editorializing
why
of it,
it's
yeah.
important to listen to local media like K-ROG.
We'll tell you the way it is.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Is-
trust me.
They're both gonna, oh Lord, they're both, don't put that up.
Keaton brought that in.
Yeah, I saw.
Keaton's banned for life. But so they're going to say a bunch of stuff tonight, obviously, and then people are going to report on it, and they're going to report on it, and I call it opinion-based reporting. So
Revisionist.
please,
Well, and now they have
be
the
careful what you believe that they said, because so often I don't watch the news now, and so often I'll hear a snippet. And I'm like, did he really say that? And then I'll go to the source of the snippet and listen to it, and it's not what he said. And I'm
Well,
talking about both
Well,
sides too.
they also on both sides have like these quote unquote verified fact checkers,
yeah, and those
which
are not.
and then you see
They'll
it, and you're
score
like,
it out.
yeah,
Well, you've got people. I
it's-
saw this one people. They're fact like USA Today fact checks the Babylon Bee. Well, the Babylon Bee is a
It's
satire
satire.
news
Right.
It's
site.
like
I mean,
The Onion.
0% truth. Like
Jeez.
it's not even
Louise.
supposed to be true.
not
And the funny thing
intended
is,
to be.
it comes back and says this is partly true, which is kind of like validating it.
Isn't that
Right.
satire?
I
It's
think
funny.
it is.
This is why it's funny. Oh my
So,
gosh! Thank you
please,
for
like,
validating our satirical humor.
Open your mind. Open your mind. Do
Well, you know-
not assume it's the truth
They
because
used to
someone tells you.
They used to call it an editorial. Like this is
Right.
our edit or the opinion page.
Yes.
They don't do that anymore. They
Because
it's-
everything's opinion based.
It's
Everything
analysis.
is
analysis.
They call it
Right.
analysis, but what it is it's our opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
It's opinion-based
but they're
reporting. Yeah.
trying to give it more validity than it deserves.
Yeah.
And it's all a big nightmare. But I stole your post. I don't know.
I
if you
know. I saw it, and I was like, man, I must be pretty smart.
I was just like,
Worship
Lauren said
stole
that
my
really
post.
well, and I'm lazy, so I just copied.
Was that the
this.
RGB Square?
No, it
this
wasn't
was
that
the
one.
this was
Oh
a
my
sponsorship
gosh.
post. She wrote a really nice post about, hey, sponsor K-ROG, and
Oh,
this is
okay.
why.
Back
And
to
I
more
just
important things.
I just plagiarized it
which is great.
completely
Plagiarized
and
away.
reposted it as if it was my own.
But the RBG thing is the same. It's the same situation.
Right.
It's the same. Her and Scalia were buddies.
They're friends.
I mean, they were close
Yeah.
friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they had very different opinions. And what is we don't all want to be the same.
Right.
I mean, it's
That's
not
boring.
It's it's very boring.
Well, and I think that's
So-
what I lament about the state of American politics is
Yeah.
that, you go back to our founding fathers. These men were passionate about their beliefs, but
Yeah.
they would debate and have it out, and then they'd go to the pub and they were best friends.
Yeah.
And we've somehow lost that, and
People
I
got so
think
angry.
it still
So I'll
exists,
see all of you at the
but we're
Wildcat.
told that it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
It still exists, but we're told that it doesn't because of social media.
Sure.
We're told we have to hate each other.
Well, and I think you have to be humble about whoever your candidate is. I think you have to be humble in the fact that they're not a perfect person.
Really?
Yeah. And a lot of people have gotten so I'm on this side that they're forgetting that their person has imperfections as well.
Well, and Chris and I were talking, I don't know, the other day, we talk a lot, but the other day we were talking, it's like, how do you what type of person does it take to run in politics now? Because they're gonna dig all the way back into your past, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
better be like either squeaky clean
Or really good at hiding stuff.
or really good at hiding stuff or not care what anybody says about
Yeah.
you.
I think
And
that-
all of those are I don't see those as being good outcomes in any stretch of the imagination.
So the Bible has the answer for all of that, though.
What?
It does because it says live in the light. Bring all of
Yes.
that into the light.
Sure.
Confess and repent. And so you look at a guy like I'm into Duck Dynasty right now. I'm late to the game, but I'm watching.
Yeah.
About a decade
I
later.
Yeah,
understand,
like
but I'm
real late.
but I'm listening to the Unashamed podcast with Phil Robertson. And if you know Phil Robertson, he was a desperado. I mean, he was a despicable dude.
Yeah.
Running and gunning and drinking and whoring and all of that stuff. I mean, he was, and
Those are his words, by the way.
yeah, and he comes,
Yeah.
he comes to Christ, becomes a man of faith,
Yeah.
and he just like, yeah, that's who I was, and you can't shoot the guy
No.
with any of those bullets because he's already shot himself
Yeah.
with them.
I mean, that's the right way to handle that. Always is just admit when you've done things wrong, and like I said, come to light.
confess.
I mean, once
Yeah.
everything's public, this like, well, what do you?
Yep.
You already shot me with that bullet. Now what?
And I mean, it's important too. It's like if you're having a problem with somebody, go talk to them.
Yep.
You know, go
Yeah.
talk to them. That's
Imagine that. And by the way, the Bible tells us to do that too.
yeah. Just go talk to them.
Doesn't work the first time, then bring somebody with you the second time. Anyway.
Absolutely.
But
There's
those-
a plan for that.
Those conversations, 99% of the time, go so much better when they actually happen than the way you've been imagining them in your head.
Yes,
That is correct.
That is
Because
very
you
true.
think, oh, if I go talk to them, they're going to
gonna
say
be a
this,
thing,
and it's
and
going to
I'm-
get bad, and it's just going to be
Yeah.
painful, and it's almost always a very, oh yeah, I'm sorry too. I wish we hadn't done that, and then you're good friends
Yeah.
again.
It's-
Well, you know,
Yeah.
and that can be
Simple.
said about a lot of things. I mean, it's like even, I struggle with it with, creativity and doing anything like, putting a video out or whatever, is you always forecast kind of the worst
Yeah.
case scenario. And if you do that, you never really get the correct outcome
Right.
on anything because you're always kind of looking at the bad
Yeah.
in things. And it just doesn't ever play out.
I mean, do you guys do that? Do you sit in bed and like play conversations? How they're
Oh,
gonna go in
yeah.
your head?
Driving down the road, it's not in
Yes.
bed. Or on the lawnmower.
And then sometimes I get stuck on one, and I literally cannot get off of it. It's kind of an interesting.
Yeah.
I'm proud to know that everybody does that.
Healthy, I say this often in our church, healthy people root out the false narratives in their lives.
Right.
So you see, this
makes
is
me
what
feel
I'm,
better.
Yeah, I'm recreating a false narrative. I'm telling myself something that's not true. And so when you learn to attack those and go, you know what, this never even happened. I've just been telling myself,
That's right.
anyway.
Well, the one thing you can forecast is if you're sitting on the side of the road of a busy street, you can forecast that if you walk out in the middle of that road, the outcome's probably going to be bad. Or if you stick your finger in a light socket, that outcome's probably going to be bad. But you can't really apply
one right
that.
behind you
Yeah,
if you
you
wanna
can't apply that
show us
to
what you're talking
every
about.
single thing in the world. Yeah.
I just noticed Tom's got a fancier lid on his
No,
coffee
it's
mug
a
than
generic lid.
That's
because
Did you lose your lid?
mine. Okay.
You can buy the magnetic kind if you want. That's a
Really?
It's an aftermarket purchase for
We're
$10.
gonna have to talk about that.
like an
'cause
upgrade.
I don't know about that.
This one was
Yeah,
already
so it won't
pricey
spill
enough,
if
so
it
I don't know if I'm
tips
going to put
over and you
another
try.
10 bucks on it.
It's got a little magnetic top hat.
Yeah,
Slides
I'm
over
gonna.
the-
Well,
you'd think this would have come with that, but
Oh my god!
It might have been an option at checkout.
Was that a shot?
Nah.
for an
Oh,
extra
yeah.
$500, you can get the magnetic.
Yeah.
I had an interesting conversation though with my mom the other day about you got to be just open, honest communication with people. I think that's very important. And for a long time, kind of the culture was to save face and maybe not have conversations with people. And I think it's really important to do that. So.
But it is also important when you
agree.
go
Yeah.
talk to somebody, you allow them the opportunity
Yeah.
to save face.
Absolutely, you got to
Maybe
do
you have
that.
to shut up and listen for a minute.
Well, you can't just back somebody in the corner and beat them.
No, that does not work.
You
very
got to
well.
give them a way to,
Yeah,
come
It's
out of
true.
it and look
Very
okay.
true.
it's
But-
true.
Well, wow. This
Yeah.
was this got
This turned deep.
existential.
Well, it's probably good. I mean, if we're gonna beg them for money the first 5 minutes, we should
bring up politics
probably give something.
Canned hash. I
Canned
mean,
hash.
we really hashed it out today.
Oh boy!
Oh,
Nice one.
that was that.
Yeah. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Resource Center at 882-1800.
Thank you, Resource
for
Center.
helping to make this possible, and all of
Yeah.
our sponsors
Yeah.
that have been part of K-ROG.
And I'll work on getting Hormel. I mean,
Yeah.
why
We
wouldn't
gave
they
them lots of
sponsor?
free advertising
Yeah,
this
we
morning.
sure did.
so-
I'll send them a bill.
All right, well, we're down to about 3 people. I'm kidding. We've run about everybody off.
So, hey, I want to give a reminder. Tonight is senior night at the soccer game.
Mm.
We play against Cassville. Our 8-4 Rogersville soccer boys team is got senior night. So, starts at 4:30.
The way you said that was senior
8
night.
and 4.
You said senior night. I automatically thought of old people.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, do they get in
personalized
free
it.
or
Everybody gets in free, not just seniors.
Do they get
Our graduating seniors,
discounted
class
coffee?
of 21. We're recognizing those that have been in
That's
the
how you
program
know
for 4
you're
years.
a different
Right.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe K-ROG will be there. I think John Pope's got
Awesome.
it going tonight. So,
And I
anyway.
think somebody's doing a volleyball game, too.
volleyball game as well.
Volleyball game is in
So-
Mount Vernon. I know that.
That we may not be doing it from the remote.
I don't know. We did the football
We
game.
did the
out
football
there,
game. I don't
which was amazing.
It was
Oh,
amazing.
I heard.
I had to
wish
watch
I
on
would
the
have
broad-
watched that.
I did. I
now.
watched it on the broadcast.
I really wish I would have watched.
Thanks,
I can't
John.
remember what I had
Great.
going
It's
on.
still on K-ROG. You can go back and
Go back and watch.
watch
It's
at
the,
least-
they come back at the end. Is
Yeah,
that what
you watch
happened?
like the last
Just
8.
put on the last quarter.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll put on the last
8
quarter.
minutes
I'd like
or
to watch
so
it.
is apparently where it all. Well, it is where it all went down. But yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Fun times.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next week. I don't know, other stuff too. We'll see.
That was a janky.